Well, how you doing, everybody? Start you off with a view of my back and a little music. And good to see you. Good to see you. Let's get rid of the music. And 25 of you here. How you doing? How you doing? Here we go again. Let me start out with a little of my sophisticated looking San Pellegrino imported Italian carbonated water. You know, this stuff only costs a couple bucks more than the generic brands that they sell at Sam's, so why not? Always makes me feel classy. Classy. Well, welcome. Welcome. Good to see you. And see, people are starting to gather. Everybody can hear me okay, I hope. If not, please put something in the chat. The View Chaser says, sorry. Sorry to hear that I drink that. Well, why? Why would you be sorry about that? Well, let me start out. And before I get too far behind, let me welcome some of the people that came in here. And let's see who we've got here. We've got the View Chaser. How you doing? Joey Girl. 4 days on carnivore. Well, good for you. Good for you. Let's see. In 4 weeks, you'll be at 32 days. So you make sure you come back and tell us how you're doing, okay? And says hi to me. Richard Williams is here from Copper Hill, Tennessee. View Chaser again from New Jersey. Good to see you. High Fat Female. Hi, Mitch. Southern California. Well, they're coming from everywhere. And View Chaser again. Ohio, Tennessee, New Jersey. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Andre, how you doing? We're on day 18 here. Around 100. 8 days OMAD. Good for you, man. Good for you. You're well into it. And we have Jennifer from Texas. Jennifer, how you doing? Good to see you. Always welcome. And Jennifer was wondering where was Mitch. That must have been about a minute before I actually sat down. I like to stay on my feet till the last minute because I end up sitting here for an hour and a half to 2 hours without really going anywhere. So I kind of pace the floor. I'm not nervous. I don't get nervous at these things, but maybe I should put a standing desk in here. I think that Shawn Baker stands up for all his live streams. Joey Girl told us the whole story here. Oh no, late stage Lyme disease recovered about 3 years. None of the doctors or treatments helped as much as carnivore. Well, good to hear that. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Yeah, we all wish, Joey Girl, we all wish that we knew about this a lot of years ago. We would have given ourselves, especially me, would have saved myself an awful lot of years of yo-yoing and bouncing around. And we have RJO 8500 from Florida. Howdy, neighbor. How you doing? And let's see what else we got here. Carnivore Stan from Canada. How you doing? How's it getting cold up there? We're still warm here. Last week we had a gorgeous week, and now it's just like raining every day. So who knows? Who knows? Dusty likes my taste in water. Thank you, Dusty. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Rocket 99 is here. How you doing, Rocket? Linda G. Good to see you. And Dusty Miller is in Scotland. Wow, what time is it in Scotland? It's got to be, 1, 2 in the morning over there? Midnight. It's after midnight, that's for sure. Well, man, good for you. Good for you. You Chaser wants to know where Carlos is. Carlos isn't going to be doing this with me anymore. Carlos and I explained this last time. We're good friends, but he has some views that don't really fit in hard with my views, and it was uncomfortable for me. So I decided that I think I'm going to do it alone, or down the road maybe find a sidekick that's a hardcore, no holds barred, no exception carnivore. That would make it a lot easier on me. Carnivore stand says standing desk. Yeah, a lot of people have those things. Like I say, Shawn Baker's always standing up. A lot of the guys are standing up. Boy, this chat is gone. It's getting a little ahead of me now, so you'll pardon me if I missed something. Mama Cracker is here from Ohio. How you doing? And Walk This Way from Australia. How you doing? Australia, it's only, you must be on the west coast of Australia. I think because the east coast of Australia is like 12 hours difference, and you're way ahead of us over there. I'm not wearing my reading glasses because they're big and clunky, so I may have, sometimes you'll see me lean in. Kingdom Seeker. Oh, that's good. You spelled it phonetically. Gainesville, Florida. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Another Floridian. You're about 3 hours away from me, I guess. I'm here in Melbourne. And we have Richard checking in from Van Nuys, California. Well, we certainly got you from all over the world. That's great. That's great. And COA 106 from Delaware. How you doing? Good to see you. Carnivore Stan. It's quite mild here in Victoria. Quite often like that in San Francisco. Yeah. Wow. It's the middle of November. It's hard to believe it's the middle of November already. And I think that catches me up to the bottom of the chat as it stands so far. It says we got 47 people watching. Good. I assume you can all hear me okay. Paul Clark, Elm City, North Carolina. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Oh, man. Here's RJO 8500s and Stewart. Stewart is, if I had a good pitching arm, I'd be a stone's throw from here. He's just right down the road, just north of West Palm Beach. And beautiful, beautiful area. I like Stewart. Mama Cracker's talking to Joey Girl. Evidently, we're all finding neighbors. I'd like to find a few neighbors here in the Melbourne area and have some meetups. That would be that'd be a lot of fun. I think we should do that. So I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. Sometimes that gets difficult when I get off talking about something and start concentrating on what I want to say. But I'm going to do my best tonight. If I miss anybody's question or something, I apologize in advance. Let me get to the disclaimer right off the bat. And I did want to talk about one thing, and that was I got a comment. I saw it about an hour and a half ago. Hour to an hour and a half ago, and I don't recall the person's name, but what they said was, I've been carnivore for 3 days and my heart started racing and all kinds of stuff, and could it be my cholesterol? I suggested maybe he's low on electrolytes, but that's as far as I'm going to go. Then I said, see your doctor. I can't answer or give advice or play doctor in any way. Even the doctors that are on YouTube, Ken Berry and doctors that take questions, if it's something that is cursory, they might throw out an answer. But if it's something like that involves your heart and it's serious, then and nobody hates to tell you to see your doctor any more than I do. I don't even like to see my doctor. The more I learn, the more I know, the more any doctor that's still recommending the standard American diet, prescribing statins to people with normal cholesterol levels, just because he's told to, it scares me. I don't want him near me. I risk my life. Now, if you need a little procedure, which we all do, because just being carnivore, it doesn't make us superhuman. It doesn't make us immune from catching a bug. I got a little cyst thing growing on the back of my neck, which I have to have removed. I'm waiting for my appointment. I've been waiting for my appointment to get it removed now for a month and a half, and it's only 3 weeks away. And that scares me. That's the state of what we got. And the reason we've got that kind of backlog in the medical community, why it's so hard to hook up with somebody that if you had a real problem will say, come right over, is the fact that more and more and more and more people are getting sick. And it's so blatantly obvious what's making them all sick, especially when it comes to diabetes and heart disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, fatty liver, and all those other things that are clearly metabolic diseases. The doctors are making a fortune. They're making a lot of money. They're booking in themselves months ahead. I don't like it, and that's one of the driving forces why I think I'm doing the best I can for myself. I'm pretty convinced by the results I've had, and that's the best defense against getting poor medical care is not to need it. But I got it's a sebaceous cyst. I've had one on my back, had it removed 5 times, and it keeps coming back. So they're just annoying. And it's a, doctor's office visit, so I'll have it done here on December the 7th on Pearl Harbor Day. Celebrate Pearl Harbor Day, if that's anything we can celebrate. So to that commenter, sorry I couldn't be more helpful to you if you're listening or if you watch the replay of this, but I can't do it. I cannot give medical advice. I can talk about a lot of things, but the last thing in the world I want is to give you some advice that causes you to think that I'm the world's greatest doctor, and you can ignore what everybody else is telling you. You have to see your doctor and tell them what you're doing. Direct them to some Ken Berry videos or some studies that, and if you just can't come to terms with your own doctor, at least you'll get past this little episode of whatever is happening, and try to find another doctor, which is getting more and more difficult. I'm kind of locked into the VA, and for most things they're pretty good. They got me through my rheumatoid arthritis that I had. Of course, that went away. They got me through my kidney stones. Of course, those things they actually went away. Calcium oxalate stones, had 8 of them. Hospitalized twice trying to pass them on 2 different occasions, and last X-ray, once a year now I see the urologist at the VA, and I'm going in January for that, and at the end of December I'll run over there and they'll do an X-ray. The last time they did the X-ray, I think I had 3 of the 8 left, and they were getting smaller, and since then I think that I passed one of them because I can feel it. And what happens is they were fairly large stones, but they've all been getting smaller and smaller. They weren't moving around, but when they get smaller and smaller, they get a little mobile, and I can pretty well tell when I pass one. It's not excruciating like when they get stuck, but you know when you're passing them. So I wouldn't be surprised at this year's X-ray to find out I still got 1 or 2 of them left, and I'm sure those will go away in time, because not eating the oxalates, your body decides it wants to get rid of the oxalate dumping, and it just starts dissolving that stuff. I've actually had a few of them, tiny little sores on my skin, a little blister on top, and then I scratch at the blister, and inside is a little amber-colored shard of what looks like glass, and that's just my body saying, "Thank God, Mitch, you're not eating any oxalates anymore. We're just going to get rid of all this crap." And if anybody knows anything about these oxalates, if you've ever seen them under a microscope, they're needles. They're microscopic little needles, and that's why kidney stones are so painful, because when that stone has gone through the ureter, which is the little tube that goes from your kidney to your bladder, it's got all these needle sharp microscopic hooks, and it's grabbing on and trying to stick in there. And that is, I can tell you from personal experience, the most pain I ever want to experience in my life. It was terrible. So that's it on that. Again, I apologize for not being able to be more helpful. A lot of times I have some good ideas about what the answer might be, but I do not dare to write them down in the answer to a comment. Find myself in jail. Don't want to do that. Excuse me while I drink a little more. View Chaser passed one. Yeah, it was a pleasant experience, wasn't it? Did it get stuck in there? All right, let's go back up here in the chat and catch up a little bit. View Chaser, Joey Girl are talking to each other. That's great. That's great. Florida, probably a harmless cyst. The doctor has to get the little bag or pouch out, and it will fill up again. Yeah, the idea is for them, it usually takes a year or two, maybe 3, if they do come back. This is the first one I actually had on the back of my neck, and interestingly enough, in that video, that video that I recorded today in my kitchen, I going for variety, so as you all don't get too bored, I went in and put the camera at a different angle, and I used that new camera that I have that actually just follows me around, and it came out great. But you could see when I was standing profile to that camera, and it was on this side of me, you can see that thing, and it's on the back of my neck, and it's very obvious that I got a bump back there that just needs to go. And I don't know how you all are, but when you have something like that, you just constantly fiddle with the stupid thing. You're always playing with it. I don't know what I expect when I reach back there, that maybe it went away. Fat chance. So we'll see how I am. I'm not really concerned about that. It's not like major surgery. Another thing that also showed up fabulously in that video I did today was the area where they cut my skull open to get into my brain. I mean, you can see that in that video. Just the light hit it just right. Looks like I had a little safety hatch on my head. So all my flaws in between the nose where I had the skin cancer removed and the skin graft where they cut a piece of skin off my shoulder. So that little bit of skin on my nose is actually from my shoulder. 76 years, a lot of crap happens to you. And even though we get older, and no matter how much we try to look like, 22-year-olds, it's just not going to happen. The best we can do is to look better than most other people our own age. But we are going to get older. There's absolutely nothing that we can do about it. Let's see what we got going on here. Here's a big one. Says here, hey Mitch, maybe you can touch on your experience with people who just couldn't eat enough to properly do carnivore. I experienced that with family members, and it's frustrating. Wow. You mean they keep eating meat and they never get satiated? If that's the case, then I would almost suspect that they're not eating enough fat, because it's not the protein that really satisfies you. It's the fat. Load them up on fat and see what happens. They must be just getting started because anything can happen in the first 30 days. They may still have cravings, and it may not even be real hunger. It may be emotional eating. Just tell if they're hungry. I found that the best advice I can give people is what I did myself, and that was to just eat more whenever you're hungry, but eat more of the right stuff. For the first 30 days, forget about the scale, forget about fasting, forget about intermittent eating, forget about any of that stuff. Just have food ready, have burger patties, bacon, have that stuff already cooked up. I don't care if you have to eat 5 times a day. If you're hungry, stuff your face. Some of the people who give advice, they call that priming. They say eat 5,000-6,000 calories a day. The main purpose is to switch your body over to fat metabolism, and once you do that, things will start to settle out. But I notice, just like tonight, we had somebody 3 days, somebody 18 days. And all that stuff just, your body has gone through major changes. I mean, after all these years of eating this pseudo food that we've been eating, and all of a sudden real food and real nourishment is coming in, your body has to wake up old biochemical pathways that have been dormant and asleep or little used. Give it time. Give it time. You're certainly not going to hurt yourself. There's nothing in this food that can cause you any harm, as far as I know. But it is going to be rocky and unpredictable. Maybe 2 months. You may just fall right into it in 3 days. You're a carnivore champ. Everybody's a little different, and we all come from so many different backgrounds, and our bodies are, at this point, in such different shape. And when you consider the thousands of different metabolic pathways that we've all got, what are the odds that we all have exactly the same problems in all of the same metabolic pathways? It's not going to happen. We're all individuals in that respect. So just do the 30-day thing. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and and eat a lot of fat, and just don't let yourself get hungry. And that way, I think you'll stand the best chance. Most people, when they get to 30 days, it's downhill from there. Your sous vide ribeye came out okay. What's the trick to a super tender? What temperature did you do it at, Zebanot? I do mine at 130, and I think I'm going to crank that down to about 127 because I like them a little more rare. It's possible that the cut of beef that you got wasn't the best piece of meat, but don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. Next time, I don't know how you like it. If you like it rare to medium rare in the center, just try 127 degrees. And if it's still a little rare, you can just sear it a little longer. That'll heat up the center a little more. View Chaser 51. Ah, God, you're a child. Don't you love it when somebody calls you a child? Speaking of children, I don't know if my son is watching. I think he's on his way up north on a business trip right now. But happy birthday, Mike. If you watched my eating out video, you got to meet my son. And Mike is 53 years old today. 53. That's a scary thought. I would love to be around when he's 76 and I'm hovering around 100 somewhere. Hopefully that'll work out. I think I finally found the way to maybe have that work out. View Chaser. Lost a lot of your large intestine. Did you have Crohn's? Richard R. didn't like Carlos. Did you have Crohn's disease? Here's the good news, View Chaser. Here's the good news. Let me put you back up there. Here's the good news. The good news, and if you want to find out how good it is, there's a channel on YouTube called Kent Carnivore. Have you ever seen that guy? He makes terrific videos. He's over in England, Kent, I guess. His name isn't Kent. I thought it was. We've commented a little back and forth, and we watch each other's videos. He has an ostomy. He has a bag. He wears a bag. He had all his life, and he's a young man. He doesn't look any older than, say, in his late 30s or early 40s, maybe not even that old. And he had he had Crohn's or ulcerative colitis or one of those things, and they of course kept telling him, eat more healthy fruits and vegetables, eat more fiber, blah blah. Anyway, they just kept cutting pieces out until it was gone. And he's got a bag on there. And this may sound a little disgusting, but it's very interesting to listen to his videos, because who else would know better how much is actually getting through to the colon, to the large intestine, than somebody that can actually see it as it comes out. Because he's seeing what comes out of his small intestine. And he testifies to the fact that there's very little of anything makes it through the small intestines. All the meat that you eat, all that stuff gets completely, almost 100% absorbed, because it's all nutrition that we need. And he's got proof of that. He sees what makes it through his small intestines. And he's been pure carnivore, and he's doing just great. You'd never know that he even had a problem to look at him. He's gotten healthy. He's put on weight. He does great. He does great videos. So I would watch his stuff, and I would just revel in the fact that you may not, if you really get into this, that may be almost a non-issue with you. I'm sure it's always going to give you a few problems. I've never had that. I had the opposite problem. I had terrible constipation all my life. It was awful. It was just awful. But anyway, I wish you the best of luck on that. Michael Jackson, hey, back from a 99, I guess a 1 pound super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Always appreciate the help. Richard says, Carlos, they can't eat enough. Let's see here. I have to decide who's talking to who here. Jim Pollock thinks I'm a handsome old man from another carnivore. Thank you, Jim. We'll put you up there. Appreciate it. You're too small on the screen for me to see how handsome you are, but KK says, is the doctor removing the sac? Well, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, let's hope. Otherwise, they could just drain it, I guess. But no, it's about the size of a large pea right now, and it's just annoying the hell out of me. The View Chaser is talking about Butter Bob. Now, he was like 7-8 years ago, Butter Bob. I don't know if he's still around or not. He got scared off of YouTube by all the trolls and everything. But his first video says, butter will make your pants fall off. And he got like 100 billion views on it and became one of the first carnivore superstars. I had never heard of him until somebody who was watching carnivore videos 7-8 years ago actually told me about him. Let's see what we got here. Jim Pollock, thank you for all you're doing to promote healthy eating, resulting in healthier. Thank you. Thank you. You think I'm a good guy. I've changed my life with beef and salt, living the dream. Take care. You too, Jim, and thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate it. You Chaser had diverticulitis. Yeah, I've had diverticulitis. In fact, I probably still have it once you have it. From all of that being plugged up and bloated all my life, I got diverticulosis. I never got inflamed, so it never went into diverticulitis. Ever since I've been carnivore for a year and 3.5 months now, I have had nothing. I've never felt it. It hasn't bothered me, and I'm sure, hopefully, it's shrinking away, and I won't have any problem anymore. Dusty Miller says, got half my kidney removed 3 months ago, waiting 6 months, renal carcinoma. Oh my God. Had diabetes for 10 years. You went carnivore, results 3 days ago of blood tests, and I'm no longer diabetic. Hey man, good on you. That's great. That's great. Who needs these stupid, phony, corrupt studies to tell us how this works, when we've got a community full of people that it's just working? And every time, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes here, about the video that Ken Berry, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to, put out today with Nick Norwitz. For those of you who don't know who Nick Norwitz is, he's one of Dave Feldman's collaborators in this lean mass hyperresponder cholesterol study thing that's going on. And they were talking about a new, what appears to be just a stupidly wrong study with ridiculous headlines that was published in a major medical journal. And it just pisses you off. It makes you so mad. It makes you so angry to hear that stuff. Who we got here? We got, oh, thank you. Happy birthday to my son. Thank you, Arlene. I will tell him that you said so. Jim Pollock, I have Crohn's in remission. Ah, I love to hear that. I love to hear that. A couple months ago, I told you all the story of the guy in the locker room at the gym who almost ran me over one day in a mad dash for the bathroom. And on the way past me, he said, sorry, Crohn's. And he's the guy, when he came back out of the bathroom, I decided I was going to say, tell him about carnivore, and it wasn't pretty. The minute I mentioned it, he went ahead and said to me, he yelled at me, who do I think I am? I shouldn't be giving anybody that kind of advice. I have the finest doctors from Johns Hopkins. That's cruel of you. I'm not hearing it. I mean, he was nasty to me and basically told me, would you tell a man in a wheelchair that he could walk again? And because he's been struggling with this his whole life. And he said, I've had 3/4 of my, large intestine removed already, blah, 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 how sick he, and I'm a guy who has seen one video after another on YouTube from people who had Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disease, IBD, and they put it in remission. And that was the last time I ever approached anybody with any advice out in the real world, because nobody wants to hear it, and nobody believes it when you tell them. That's why, that's one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel. I just wanted to tell people about it. I said, well, let me go preach to the choir. At least if somebody watches my videos, hopefully it's going to be somebody that lends some credibility to the carnivore thing and wants to hear what I have to say or hear my slant on it. At any rate, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that helped you. Michael Jackson sent me a super sticker too. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yep, same picture. So where am I? Where am I here? We got, when you get a chance, ask GPT. I'm not really using ChatGPT. I went ahead and played with it that one time to see what I'd get, but I don't have the time to fool with that stuff. Craig Smith, well, Diane is of course, my kids have to be a member of our private community, and in our live stream last Thursday, she participated. So it's nice because, you know, she can actually click the link, come in, be in a window on the screen with me, and we had 5 people in there. We were just all having a great time. That's on Thursday night at 7. So I'll give you a little pitch for my private community. There's a button on your screen underneath the picture that says join, and I think we have about 35 members now. Let me see. Let me go over to this and get that up there. This is my website, oldguycarnivore.com, and down here I have my channel members that and a big thank you to them. I really appreciate it. This is very nice, helps support me, helps pay a little bit for some of the costs of running this channel. And on Thursday night I have a live stream. It usually goes for an hour and a half, hour and 3/4. We've had 2 of them so far, and they were great. We had a lot of fun. We had an awful lot of fun, and all you're welcome to join if you'd like. One of the things, you know that I wrote this book. I've talked about my book many times. Well, I'm giving a free downloaded copy of that to everybody that becomes a member. Also, I wish I could do more for you guys, and I want to try to thank everybody who is a member of the private community. I really appreciate that. So if you think you'd like to, click the join button. I think it's like $3.99, $4 a month. You can quit anytime and join us. It's really great to be able to, for me, to be able to interact one-on-one rather than having to just type things in chats and in the comments. And you all know how much time I spend. God. And speaking of comments, at any rate, that's the thank you to the members. You know that we got some t-shirts. One of them says, take the rest of the day off and eat meat. This is Randy K., who's a member of the private community too. And we have some different shirts. I have the My Carnivore Food Pyramid shirt. Links to that are on the website. And there's a page on the website also, if you don't know about it already, but it's a Amazon affiliate link page. And it has links to all the stuff that I use, in case you're interested in them. All the different salts and seasonings and the kitchen gadgets and t-shirts, even the cameras that I use. So I appreciate it if you want one of those things like that, this frying pan I finally found. If you use these links, Jeff Bezos gives up a little of his profit, helps out the old guy here. And when you add all this stuff up, it helps and almost makes it worthwhile spending the time doing this. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't such a passion of mine anyway, and that's the main reason I do this. So that's my commercial for tonight. Thanks for putting up with it. I didn't scare all of you away. 4 days no joy on pooping, saving toilet paper. Yeah, we always talk about that, but that's one of the amazing things about carnivore is everybody who first starts on it thinks they're constipated because nothing comes out and there's nothing going on. And it takes a while before you actually gain the confidence to know that you can go almost up to a week. But when it's ready, it'll tell you. I go 4, 5, 6 days between, and I don't even think about it anymore. Doesn't bother me. I don't worry about it. Took me a while to get used to that, though. I used to always worry about it because I spent a lifetime being constipated. What are we talking about here? Everyone who becomes enthusiastic for a fad diet. What's this? Dark patches. Everyone who becomes enthusiastic for a fad diet goes through this. You can't control people, but you can influence them. Stick with it for several years. I had many friends I told, and they were all going to do it, and none of them stuck to it. They just, and the biggest problems they have, and it's the biggest problem, and it's the killer of most any kind of diet. I don't care if it's carnivore, keto, or the mashed potato diet, whatever it is that you got family and people you live with who think you're crazy and are not going to participate and refuse to help you out by continuing to eat all that garbage in front of your face, triggering your cravings, and you're gone. And the people that I introduced to carnivore who were gung-ho and were going to do it, their spouses killed every one of them. Every one of them, just the spouse refused to change, just continued, and they're all sick and they're all fat. And it's a shame. It's a shame they don't have to be. But when they say you can lead a horse to water, right? But you can't make them drink. Yes, Mama Cracker says we're the choir. I think I'm way behind on this particular place. I'm reading the chat. Preaching choir. No, I think I made it down to the bottom. Kingdom Baker. Happy birthday to your son. My daughter celebrated her 29th. You're 62. You're a youngster too. Mike says, hi all. I don't think that's my mic. If you notice in the chat, if you notice the people who have their chats coming up in green, I see Boyd Lamb. I don't see too many of the private members. They may have had enough of me on Thursday in here tonight, but they come up in green in the chat. That's why they're green. Let me go over and take a break since I got to the bottom of the chat. Florida says, that's funny. Never seen a pack of people so proud of their poop. Yeah, well, you know that the word regular takes on a whole different meaning that most people think when you get older. And it's very important to us, especially us older people, especially after a lifetime of dysfunction in that area. 62 as a youngster. I'm 32. Yeah. You're barely out of an embryonic stage. When I meet somebody in their 30s, my usual line, I usually look at them and I say, I got shoes older than you. Sadly, that's true. Newsflash, y'all is here. Also a member of our private community. How you doing? T-bone, bacon, fish, and pig. We got grumpy old Ben here. Before keto carnivore, the bathroom controlled my life for 40 years. I lost jobs due to IBS. I now sit on a throne every 3 days like clockwork. There you go, man. I mean, that almost is enough to make it worthwhile doing this. Is just that. Okay, I'm going to let the chat go for a little while, and hopefully I can catch back up and when I come back. But there are some things I do want to talk about here, and one of them is this, and it's something that I think that you all need to look at. This is a video from today. The title, Keto Causes Rapid Heart Disease Progression, ? Let that sink in. Keto causes rapid heart disease progression. New case report. Okay. Nick Norwitz is the guy on the right. Nick is a PhD researcher who's after he got his PhD, is now in his third year of medical school, and he's part of the team of people that Dave Feldman has put together doing these lean mass hyper-responders. And in case you don't know what that means, these are people with absurdly high LDL, like me. In order to be considered a lean mass hyper-responder, you have to have a high HDL, you have to have a low triglycerides, and it's irrelevant how high your LDL is. My LDL is 292. My doctor thinks I'm a walking heart attack. And yet, interestingly enough, I've had high cholesterol all my life, very high. And I have no evidence of any coronary artery disease. And they all tell me, well, you're just lucky that way. And I've always said to them, you don't know enough to regulate those things in my body second by second. I said, I'm the chemistry that I have is the benefit of hundreds of thousands and millions of years of perfecting what works. And the proof of that is I'm alive, and my parents were alive, and their parents were alive, and every one of their parents, all the way back to whenever, was alive because what they had and the way it worked actually worked, and it didn't have somebody, especially trying to sell drugs, fooling with it. And I don't think we should fool at it. I think my body is much smarter than you. Now, if I have a disease or a disorder, that's one thing, but I never bought into this cholesterol stuff. Not ever since they first came out with the statins, and I don't buy into it now. I'm 76. If I keel over dead and I was wrong, so be it. But there's too many people getting diabetes from these things. There's too many people ending up in nursing homes with dementia and Alzheimer's because their cholesterol is simply too low, and cholesterol is hugely important at any rate. So what they did here was they are talking about in this video, and there's a link to this study in the show notes of Ken Berry's video. And it talks about a study that's in Circulation, which is a medical journal of cardiology, one of the premier ones, evidently. And they put this abstract: rapid progression of coronary artery disease after stopping statin and starting a ketogenic diet in a phenotype lean mass hyperresponder. Now, if you read that headline, it says, wow, this person stopped their statin and went on keto, and his coronary artery disease just went out of control. That's what you'd think from the headline. And Ken and Nick spent the better part of an hour going through the whole text of this thing, of this article, and found so many holes in it that it's obvious to anybody that even reads this, even somebody that doesn't understand, that this is a hatchet job by somebody with a huge agenda that managed to sneak this into a prestigious thing. And there is nothing that I can see about this study that has any credibility. And yet, how many of us, how many people that we know who are successfully doing carnivore or keto are going to see this thing coming at them from the entire establishment, from their doctors, from the CNN, from everybody, warning people how dangerous it is to stop your statin and go on keto, when how many hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people stopped their statins and went on keto and are not having heart attacks left, right, and center? Because if they were, don't you think the same people that brought you this study would be putting that in our face every day? We don't ever see that. That's what's crazy. They keep telling us all the bad things that are going to happen, yet they can't show us any examples of it because we're all running around, running circles around them, 20 years older than them, in perfect health, with high cholesterol. At any rate, he went ahead and Nick read every word of this. And after you get done hearing the way he goes through this, and this is a smart young man, and he goes through this, you find out that This is a case study of one person, okay? Just one person who is 51 years old, BMI of 23. He's had heart disease for God knows how long, but they don't tell you how long. He's had caths, he has stents. He's had full occlusions of his heart long before he stopped taking his statin and went on keto. And they lead you to believe that this poor sick guy who had all these problems, and they tell you what they all were here. They don't tell you when he started keto, how long he was on keto. He had to give up the statins because he had myalgia, he had muscle pain from it. Aside, one of the most common side effects. When, I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but I want you to be aware that when you see a headline on CNN that says, "Science proves that carnivore will kill you," laugh about it. It's just BS. Pure and simple. There is nothing to any of these studies, and I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to Ken and Nick for making this video. Right now, it was a live stream, and it's up to 23,000 some odd views already, and 259 comments. And I'm sure every one of these comments is agreeing with them. So watch this video. You're all probably subscribers to Ken Berry's channel. It's something you should see for two reasons. Number one, it'll make you completely discredit this stupid study. And after they get done explaining it to you, you'll begin to understand the underhanded, deceitful, downright evil tactics that these people use so that they can continue to sell their drugs and keep us all sick, because they're not making money on me. They're not going to make any money on me. I don't take any prescriptions. I go into the VA once a year, let them take some blood work. I don't care what it says. I don't care what they think about what it says. I want to know what it says. That's all. Just to keep up. I get my skin looked at to make sure I'm not growing some skin cancers or something, because I have had skin cancer. At any rate, watch this, or just ignore this crap if you ever hear about it. It's good. Let me get that out of there, and we're back to me. I had a few more things on my list here. No, I think I got them all. Okay, I'm all yours. Let's go back to the chat here and see where I left off, if I can find it. I think I probably missed some. We have somebody here, less junk, more health from the Space Coast. Man, that's where I live. Somebody in my neighborhood. Where is it? There it is. Less junk, more health. Here. Wow. Email me. Like I said, I would love to put together a group of local people here that we could have a meetup once in a while. Go out to a barbecue joint, meet for lunch or something. That would be great. Anyway, my email address is, oldguycarnivore@gmail.com. Oldguycarnivore, one word, @gmail.com. Email me. Tell me who you are. Make sure I know it's you. And we'll communicate with each other. Good to see you. Thanks for finding this. And let's see what we got here. Jennifer, I'm borderline lean mass hyperresponder. I think I am too. My triglycerides were a little high last time, but I think I figured out why. I'm kind of interested. My HDL was just under 80, I think. My triglycerides were about 130, but I had worked out that morning hard, And I also had a couple cups of coffee. And from what I understand, is that's enough to shoot your triglycerides through the roof, especially to working out. They tell you don't get your blood test. Wait at least 2 days before you work out. Wow, I'm looking at the stream here, and it is really far behind me because it's still showing. I'm looking at the stream on my other monitor, and it's still showing that test thing that I put up there. Wow. Okay. As long as you can see me, according to my monitor here, and this is what I'm watching right here, this one, I can see what's supposedly going out on the air. And when I click, like if I click this button here, it puts that picture back in. And now it's back to me. So if I see my face in there, I like to think that that you're actually watching me. But in looking, I'm still looking at the feed coming over on a YouTube feed on the other side here. Over here, it's still showing that abstract of that article. That's a hell of a delay. Well, doesn't matter. You don't know it's delayed. Yeah, less junk, more health. Open Mind is in Daytona, Florida. Well, hell, you email me too. I mean, that's not that far away. What is it, 70 miles, 60, 70 miles up the road? 80 maybe? Jennifer says she's a borderline lean mass hyper-responder. And a compliment for me. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it. I like doing these live streams. I love it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a closet news anchor or something. But as long as people are talking in the chat, I don't feel like I'm sitting here talking to myself. I'm, basically sitting in a room by myself, in a house by myself. But I have all this company tonight, and it's great. KJ Can't Game, day 115. I should be dead, right? Oh, God, yeah. Your heart should have exploded by now. Everybody knows that. This article is junk science, not even science. Yeah, and then these people have the guts to tell people that we're the ones that are ignoring science, We're ignoring science. Isn't that absurd? Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Andre's with me now. She doesn't try to influence anybody. I'm not giving up on my kids. Both of them need to get on this bandwagon, but my son tries, but my daughter is she'll come around. I can't push her, though. And that's just it. You love these people to death. I mean, your own kids, but you don't want to alienate them where they won't answer the phone when you call. So you have to temper it, unfortunately. And, they're both in their 50s, so they're not children. Although they'll always be children to me, they have their lives and they have their stress and pressures and kids and people living with them that eat cheesecake in front of them, and what do you want to do? The big pharma companies get desperate seeing people healing on carnivore. Yeah, they are, but they're not desperate enough yet because we're kind of a very small band of rebels. We haven't made a dent in it yet. And I'm afraid to see what they'll really do when we do make a dent in it. Because now, not only do they have the statins, but they've got the GLP-1 agonists. They've got Ozempic and Wegovy, which scared the pants off of me. The side effects of those things. But it's a magic pill. It's a shot. You take this shot, you'll lose weight by taking this shot, and they can't make that stuff fast enough at $1,000 or more a shot. And they're trying to get Medicare to cover it, and they're trying to get insurance companies to cover it. So let me get this straight. You're an uncontrollable carbohydrate addict. You've gotten as fat as a house. You don't want to do anything or have to think about anything or work. You still think you're going to want to be able to eat all the shit you're eating now. Just give me that magic $1,000 a month shot, and the government should pay for it. Or my insurance company should pay for it. They've already estimated that if that becomes the way they do it, that it'll double the healthcare costs in this country overnight. So instead of spending $4 to $5 trillion, we'll be spending closer to $8 or $10 trillion. It'll bankrupt the entire country. And, we'll have all the money. It's like the end of a Monopoly game. The one person that wins is going to have all the money, and that's going to be the drug companies. So I don't know what to tell you. It's a bad idea, and it's going to kill people, and the side effects it's just things we should not be fooling with. There is no quick fix. The only way to get healthy, lose weight, extend your life, and be a normal human being is to eat like human beings have eaten since the beginning of time. Not since the beginning of 100 years ago when we started to play chemistry set with our food. It's absolutely absurd. Anyway, don't get me started. I like to rant. Let's see what we got here. Beef is bad. Beef is bad. Have a Pop-Tart instead. Yeah. Even the food, even the fruits and vegetables are Franken food. They never had apples that were 6 inches across and 100 grams of sugar in them. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Did I get to the bottom again? No. Florida thanked me for pointing that out. Oh, yeah. But the problem is Ken Berry, yes, he's an MD, but everything he talks about is nothing that he learned as an MD. He had to throw away everything that he learned and paid money in medical school to learn, most of it, when it came to nutrition. And it's a good thing that he and a lot of other doctors like Shawn Baker and them have. Don't trust what the doctor tells you. Yeah, like I said, the doctors are great mechanics. If I'm in a car accident and break every bone in my body, I need to go to the emergency room and have them fix things and put me in casts and sew things up and stuff like that. But the actual physiology that regulates my metabolic health, my cellular respiration, stay out of it. Stay out of it. It's all about money and it's all about corruption. Don't trust what an obese doctor. Don't trust what an obese doctor tells you about your health. Yeah, it's true. Who we got here? Good afternoon from New Zealand. Wow, how you doing, Christine? Way across the pond. And I mean way across the pond. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope this hour later that I'm doing it, instead of 7 o'clock, I'm doing it at 8 o'clock. I hope that works out better for you guys over there. So I know it's early in the morning for you guys. It's Wednesday morning. Andre wants to know, has anybody lived near northwest Montana? Well, certainly not me. That's junk. Yeah, would be great. Would be great to meet up. So go ahead and send me an email. Open Mind said he will too. Great. That'd be good. If you guys can put up with me Jennifer likes my channel. Jennifer's everywhere. I see Jennifer everywhere. Everywhere. I get up at like, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know if you know it, but Kilts has got a morning live stream every morning at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. And Jennifer had made a comment on his live stream a couple of days before, which I heard about in a comment on one of my videos from another one of my viewers who said, Mitch, somebody made a comment about you on Kiltz's channel, and he said he'd like to talk to you. I said, okay. So I wasn't aware that he was doing a live stream at 5 in the morning. I just didn't, I don't usually turn on YouTube videos at 5 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. So I turned it on the next morning. Well, no, actually what I didn't turn it on at 5 in the morning. I went and got the replay of the previous days to see who it was that commented about me. And sure enough, it was Jennifer. She said some nice things about me. That was great. That was great. And I went ahead and excuse me. Thank you. A little itch on my nose. That's what happens when you sit still for an hour or more and can't scratch or touch anything. Anyway, she had a nice comment, and so I said, well, Kiltz told his assistant to look me up. I said, okay, maybe I'll hear from him. Well, that was last week. Haven't heard anything yet. And I'm not going to chase these guys, but everybody's so busy. Everybody's so busy. But thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate the effort. And one of these days I'll be playing maybe with the big boys in this league. But right now I'm still in the bush leagues here. Jennifer says, I have many fans. Yeah, and it's growing. It took off like a rocket ship. Now it's kind of leveling off, but I guess that's what you have to expect. And, I still don't know if YouTube is really keeping a lid on us or not. I know that my videos don't take off like they did when I first started. I'd get 30, 40,000 views. Now, my average video, 2,000, 3,000. That's not complaining. That's, I have 15,500 subscribers. So when I look at Shawn Baker, who's got 150,000 subscribers, and his average video gets 8,000 or 9,000 views, I don't feel too bad. But that leads me to believe it's mostly my subscribers watching it. And I don't think they're pushing it out. Either people are just getting tired of me or they've heard everything I had to say already. That's always when you do this, you got a message, and there's not a hell of a lot of a message to carnivore. It's so simple. Here's what you do. Eat meat. And if you have somebody that's been watching your stuff for months and months, they say, what else you got to say, Mitch? I already know that I should eat meat. It becomes more and more difficult if you're playing to your base to try to keep telling them something new every day. And then what happens is if you just assume that anything you said 3 months ago, that everybody who's watching you already knows, then you're missing thousands and thousands and thousands of more recent subscribers who may not have been around for that video that you made 3 months ago. So it's a balancing act. I have to make sure the important stuff gets repeated every so often for the new people, but not so often that the old people say, that's old news, I'm going to go watch somebody else. And that's the kind of balancing act I do with these things. So if you see a video come out that may sound familiar, or it's a rehash of, how to start, and all the guys come out with one of them every few months, what to do on the first 30 days of carnivore. We all learn things too. And if I do another one of those videos about the first 30 days, I will have learned things, and maybe I won't forget this time to include something I meant to forget last time. And and didn't, because most of these things I do right off the top of my head. I don't read scripts. Anyway, it's an interesting dynamic trying to keep this thing going. And of course, if you don't get views, it's just, it's not worth the time and energy to do it. If I do a live stream and 3 people tune in, why bother? That's what I had in the drone community. I had 20, 25 people that tuned in. I got 85 now. I'd like to have a few hundred people on a live stream. But again, I've been at this almost 3.5 months, which is, I'm still an infant, basically, in the YouTube channel arena. I see a super chat here. Thank you so much. Jay Woodchuck, great job, Mitch. Love your content. Do you find it more expensive, equal, or cheaper to live the carnivore lifestyle? Funny you should ask, Jay. I made a video today about that very subject, about how, and answering your question, about how cheap I find this lifestyle. And I eat pretty well. And to summarize it, the answer is I spend 8 to maybe a max of $12 a day on food. So you figure around $300 a month average on food. I eat steak 2 to 3 times a week. The rest of the time, most of the rest of the time, I eat hamburger, and I'll eat chicken wings, which are cheap, or ribs, which are cheap. And I eat bacon and eggs 6 out of 7 days. I take 1 day off the bacon and eggs, and I might eat some smoked salmon, a bunch of smoked salmon, or some other kind of fish, or I will make an egg, but I'll make it with sardines or anchovies. And sardines are like less than $1 a can at Aldi. So it's very, very inexpensive. What I'm not doing, I'm not stopping at a convenience store 3 times a day, spending $4, $5, $6, $7 on garbage. I'm not buying Pop-Tarts and boxes of cereal and a bunch of expensive fruit and sugar stuff, which I used to gorge on. Before carnivore, I was spending $20, $30 a day easily on food. So this, and you, if anybody actually sits down and seriously analyzes what they spend, you realize how much you're not spending. I mean, every time you go into a convenience store and buy one of those bottles of Pepsi, they're $1.50, $2 now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I pay for bacon. I buy the Wright's bacon. It's 4 pounds for $20 at Sam's Club. That's $5 a pound. I eat a half a pound of bacon a day. That's $2.50. Okay. The eggs I buy are the pasture-raised eggs at Sam's Club. They cost $4.60-something for 18 of them. I eat 5, an average of 5 a day. Some days 4, some days 6, but generally 5. So the bacon cost me $2.50. The 5 eggs cost me $1.30. That's less than $4. And the amount of nourishment in that is incredible. So I've gotten one of my 2 meals for $4. If I were to eat chicken, that'd be $4. If I was to eat ribs, that'd be $4.50. If I was to eat hamburger, which is about $4 a pound, I eat a pound of hamburger, that's $4. On those days, I've gotten away eating for $7, $8. I buy my ribeyes in bulk. 3 times a year, Publix has a sale on rib roasts. And I go in there just loaded for bear. I might spend $1,000. And I hook up with the butcher and I say, and he brings out the whole loins. Some of them he'll slice up for me, and he'll leave the bone on. Some of them he'll cut the bone off like they do when they prepare the ribeyes for the supermarket, and I'll take those home. So I've got some beef ribs at the same time. I'll bring them home. I'll spend half a day vacuum sealing them all individually. I'll fill up my chest freezer full of them. I got 6 months or more worth of beef out there, and at $6.99 a pound, sometimes even $5.99 a pound. So, and each steak is about a pound, maybe a little more. So that's $7, $8 for a steak. If I do buy steaks at Sam's Club, I get there for the morning Grand Prix race at 8 o'clock, first one in the door. Nobody's faster than this old guy to get from the front door to the meat counter, which of course is at the far end of the store. If you see my video about shopping at Sam's, you'll see you have to walk by all the garbage, the pallet loads of Cheez-Its and candy and cookies and crackers. But you finally get back to the meat counter in the back of the store, and nobody beats me there because it's just other old farts that are trying to, and they can't move as fast as I can because they're not as healthy as I am. And I get there and I buy the markdown meat, which means it has 3 days till expiration, and they mark it down 25%. So what might be a $12 or $13 ribeye now is a $10 ribeye. And Costco doesn't do this. And I have a Costco membership too, but I hardly ever use it anymore because Sam's Club, Costco just seems more expensive on most things. And the Costco around here is so crowded you can't move in there. I get to that Sam's Club. Take a look on my channel for the video of shopping at Sam's Club, and you'll see that it's empty. I'm the only one in there. And I talked to the butcher, and these guys all know me as the old fart that races that just keeps running for the meat, you know. Anyway, that's the answer on that. I find it much cheaper, and I think that's the consensus. Now, if you eat scallops and lobster tails and shrimp and filet mignon and ribeye and all that stuff, and never eat hamburger, yeah, but you probably ate that way before. And there are people that do that. But that kind of makes me feel like I'm getting away with murder. The way I eat, I'm never hungry, I'm healthy, and I spend less money doing it. That almost should be illegal. I think I'm lost in the chat now. One of these nights, folks, I don't know if this would work or not, be fun. I'd like to have somebody come on here with me and say hello. Is there anybody out there? What time is this? 1:15. We got some time yet. If there's anybody out there that would like to meet all the folks and meet me and come in and sit and talk to me for a few minutes. Not a big interview, not again, just to stop by and say, hi, this is me, let me put a face to the name and everything. If anybody wants to do that, and you have a device that you've done video stuff on that has, a working microphone and a camera, a cell phone or a computer with a webcam or something that works, just, type in the chat. Yeah, me, I'll do it, and I'll throw a link in there. Normally on these live streams, and it would be, for example, if somebody like Ken Berry put a link in his live stream, he'd have 50 people in there, but we got 80 people in here, and I'm not worried about some troll coming in. I got a button here, I can just click it and they're gone. But anybody would like to do that, let me know. And if nobody has the guts to do that, then shame on you. I thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be a good idea. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. There's the last one. Dr. Baker says you need to raise your own animals or know someone who does. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Andre says, sure, I'll come on. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Don't embarrass me or yourself. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in here and click this button and copy this. And I'm going to paste this in the chat and let's see what happens. It's going to be fun. If you click on that link, if you click on that link, you'll get it. Just follow the instructions on open up another browser window, put that link in there, and I'll see if anybody actually shows up in if anybody shows up in my little what I'm going to be looking for. I don't know if you can see this here, but right down in this area here, that's me, right on this in this little window, and I should see a window. There it is. There's Andre. Ah, okay. There's Andre. So I'm going to go back to here, and we're going to click Andre, and there he is.
Hey,
Hey,
Mitch.
how you doing, man? You on a cell phone?
Yes, I am.
Turn your cell phone sideways. No, flip it to landscape mode.
Oh, man.
Well, if you can't,
Oh, God. I don't know.
if it's no, that's all right. You can leave it like that. But if you flip it this way, then you'll get wide like me. See?
Oh, I see it.
Oops, I lost you. Well, that wasn't a good thing. Just click back in again. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Must have lost the signal when you did. You hit a button or something. Hit the screen. Damn, we had Andre and we lost him. So close, so close. Anybody else wants to click that link? Do it. That way I don't have to be talking to myself here. All right, I'll get back to the chat. Well, Andre, it was nice to meet you. Sorry that I gave you bad advice there. Jennifer says, this will be fun to see. Jennifer, get in here, Jennifer. After what we've meant to each other. I mean, come on. Come on, just click the link. Click the link. I never thought it'd be so hard to make somebody a star. Well, Andre, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what happened to you. Jennifer, see my comment above. Oh, did you make a comment about I can't go on live streams? Said, my hubby doesn't trust. Okay. Here it is. My hubby doesn't trust the odd people online. Dr. Baker and Dave Mack wanted me on, but can't at this time. Would be fun though, but I respect my hubby's. Well, you should. If you don't respect your husband's feelings, you got a problem. Well, sorry to hear that, but it would be fun. It'd be interesting. Anyway, the link is there. I'll put it in again, so it's at the bottom. Ah, here we go. Got Andre back. Okay, don't touch the phone, Andre. Don't move. Just don't change a thing.
Right.
I'll do it this way. There you go. That's better.
Perfect.
So where do you live?
Ronan, Montana.
Oh my God.
Northwest, halfway between Kalispell and Missoula.
I wouldn't know where that. I've been most places, but I've never been in Montana yet.
It's close to Glacier Park. I don't know if you've ever heard of Glacier Park.
No, I can say I know nothing
National
about
Park,
Montana.
yeah.
The closest I ever been to Montana was Nevada.
Well, it's where men are men, women are scarce, and sheep run scared.
Okay, it says that I have a new guest in here, Andrew, and it says that he has a bug that causes an echo. Google is working to fix this. For now, ask your guest to wear headphones to avoid the echo. Well, okay, we'll try it, and if it's intolerable, we'll see. But we have Andrew here, so we're going to add Andrew in. Hi, Andrew. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't hear any echo. Great. All right, let's put us in windows like this. There we go. So good to see you. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Indianapolis.
Okay, we got Indiana, Montana, and Florida. We got most of this country covered here. All we need is somebody
Yes,
from...
we do.
Obviously, people know we haven't rehearsed this in advance, right? So, Andre,
I'm hearing an echo for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try to do this as a regular thing on my live stream in the last half hour, let's say. So it says that you should probably wear headphones because what's happening is what you say is coming out of your speaker and back into your microphone again, and there's a delay in the stream. See, and that delay means that what comes out of your speakers may be 15 seconds after we actually say it. So it's impossible to have a guest when that's going on. So you put the headphones on, you don't get that feedback back into your microphone. See, I'm waiting while you listen to what I just said. It's going to take a while before you hear it. Andre, you're fine. I don't hear anything, any echo with
No,
you.
I'm on my iPhone.
Okay. Well, Andrew, listen, my friend. Andrew dropped off. Try again. I mean, like I say, I'm gonna make this a regular part of the thing because for me, this isn't just about me preaching to everybody, and for me, this is about community. And the most important thing that I want to build with my channel, like Ken Berry has, I want to build a community. I want to build people who think that they're part of something because the one thing that you don't have when you're by yourself trying to do this is you don't have a support group. And it's one of the most important things you can have when you're trying to lose weight. You need to have a support group. I say Weight Watchers at least has something to offer, even though nobody ever succeeds on it long term. So tell us about yourself, Andre.
Well, I'm retired, 63, and been physically active all my life. But in the last year, I noticed that I was declining steadily, mentally, and my strength was, I used to lift. Well, I still do lift at the gym, but I could only do like half of the weights. And I figured, 63, yeah, I'm getting up there, but
You're
and
a
I
child.
start,
You're a child.
yeah, but I wasn't feeling like it. And I started gaining weight. I'm normally about 175. Well, I ballooned up to close to 200, 198. And I just didn't feel like doing much. Could hardly get out of the house. And I think I was watching one of Carrie's videos, and he's such a salesman.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then minimalist carnivore.
yeah. Chad.
Chat, yes, yes. And between them two, they got me motivated, and I just said screw it. And I remember Chad saying, just start, and you'll grow into the journey. Well, and that's exactly what I did. And, within a couple days, I emptied out my fridge, started going through my cabinets. Anyway, 3 months later,
I
everything.
got you. Sorry, Andrew. I got you locked up on your video, but I can still hear you. So keep talking.
Okay, so all my cupboards, my pantry, my fridge, the only thing I have now is just meat, eggs, bacon, and I just bought a case of Pellegrino water. I love that stuff.
Oh man. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. And I make my own electrolytes. I bought some no salt, which is the potassium, some magnesium tablets, and Redmond salt. And I take the magnesium tablets, and I mix up the no salts and salt. I do half a tablespoon each in the morning, and that's it. Meat and eggs and bacon.
So how are you on cart? You're on cart. Let me do this. I got Andrew back in the green room, and you're not moving on the screen. So I'm gonna take you out for a second and put you back in again. Now
Okay.
you're black. So I lost your video feed. So let me get. I'll see if we got Andrew working here. Play tech support, and yeah,
Can you see me?
Yeah, but now you're jumping around.
Well, it's in my phone.
Yeah, probably. I just want to know if you're on carnivore.
At 100% carnivore. I guess, I've had a few cheat days in the 3 months. Ice cream 4 times, and a few weekends watching football. I had some vodka and tonic, and I didn't realize tonic is it's like regular soda. So now, if I do cheat and I have a shot of vodka, I mix it with club soda instead of tonic. But other than that, so I would say I'm about 98% carnivore. I've only had a few cheats in 3 months. I've lost 10 pounds.
Good.
And I'm getting my energies. I'm doing chores, getting out, and
Good to
yeah.
hear it. Good to hear
Yeah.
it. Well, listen. Nice to meet you. Now when I
Hey,
see
it's a
now when I
pleasure.
see Andre in the thing, and like I say, don't be afraid. I'll probably have to rotate. I got another one. I got Janice in there too. So this is great. This is what I love. But I'm going to rotate you guys in and out because I don't having four people on at the same time gets to be too much.
That's
So
fine.
yeah.
I've said my say, and keep up the good work, my
Thank
friend.
you. Thank you so much. Thank
We'll
you so
chat
much.
soon. Good night.
Okay. All right, Andre. Take care. See
Bye
you
bye.
next time. Bye bye. All right. And then I got Janice, and Janice will get to you in, well, Janice, yeah, you're there, but I'll get to you in a minute. Let me try Andre and see if we can talk to him. I mean, Andrew. God, why do you both have to have names with all the same letters in them? If you take the W off the end of your name, what does it spell?
Andre.
Yeah. I know I'm old and you're all trying to confuse me, but I'm looking at that and I say, wow, oh no, that's a different name. I can hear you now. That's great. How you doing?
Great.
And tell me again where you are.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, good. And you've been on this for a while now. Been doing this carnivore thing.
113 days today.
Congratulations. I stopped counting days. I'm a year and 3.5 months, so that would be over 400 and something days. Anyway,
Oh, yeah,
yeah. And anyway, 113 days. So you're probably pretty well into it by now.
I am.
And how you doing
Tonight,
on it?
uh, I'm doing great. I'm loving it. I'm ready to do some blood work.
There you go. I'm waiting for mine. I go in December to the VA. I'm going to get all the blood work, but I don't put any stock in it. I put stock in how I feel. I figured cavemen weren't getting blood work. Why should I?
Yeah, yeah, I feel great, and but the blood work would definitely um, put an end to my type 2 diabetes. I'm certain I reversed it, but I don't know for certain. So,
Absolutely. I never had that. I was tried to do low carb all my life, even though I gained weight and all, and I never had sugar problems because the only time I would binge for a few months, gain all my weight back, and then go on a low carb diet for the next year and a half again. So I never really got into that diabetes thing. But I did. My A1C right now is 4.9. My last blood test. I'm going to be interested. The thing I'm interested in seeing is if it actually goes up a little bit this year after another year on carnivore. The last time I was on carnivore about 2 to 3 months and it was 4.9, but they say, I mean, I've heard this from a number of different people that when you are on carnivore and you get healthier, your red blood cells last longer. And if they last longer, they're in circulation for a longer period of time and more sugar, even though your sugar levels haven't gone up. They're exposed to the sugar longer and therefore will read higher. And you hear stories of a lot of carnivores who said, "Why the hell did my A1C go up a couple tenths of a point?" And that's the explanation that you get from Paul Mason and those kind of guys, you know, the real geniuses.
Mhm.
And I'd be curious to see, because it was around 5.1 before I went on carnivore. And the last test was 4.9. And yet my fasting blood sugar was 90. It was morning, it was dawn effect. Because if my blood sugar can't possibly be high if I have a A1C of 4.9. So what's your A1C now?
Well, the last reading was 6.7, but that was 4 months ago.
Oh, okay. And are you on
So
are you on any kind of medication, metformin or something like that?
I stopped it all.
And you feel good?
I feel great.
I wouldn't be surprised if you were well down into the pre-diabetic stage. You were just borderline diabetes at 6.7, was it? Did you say 6.7?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think what is it, 6.5 that they say is,
right around there. I'm
yeah.
hoping I'm below 6, maybe 5.4 would be
Oh
ideal.
man, 5.4 would mean you're normal.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Well, listen, man, I wish you the best. And you know, you hear all these stories. How could this be the wrong thing to do? How could it possibly be the wrong thing when everybody you talk to is getting off the drugs and curing these incurable diseases?
I reversed my sleep apnea too. I'm certain of that because I'm sleeping great now.
Oh man, and you eat like I eat. You eat just, you know, few foods, or are you still looking for variety?
I had some beef liver, some salmon, and a steak tonight.
Oh man,
A combination.
way to go. Well, good for you. God, the people are coming in. Hey, that's great. Well, listen, thanks for stopping by to say hello and come back again.
I'll see you Thursday.
Oh, are you the Andrew that's in my private group?
Yeah, I'm newsflash, y'all.
Oh, is that? Oh, shit. Okay. Well, thank you. I owe you. I mean, thank you for the support. I really appreciate that, and that'll be great. I'll see you Thursday.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to support you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I appreciate that. Tell everybody else too, will you?
Support Mitch.
There you go. All right, my friend. I will see you Thursday.
Take care.
Just wear the earbuds.
I got him.
Okay. All right. Take care. Oh, that was great. I see. That's the thing that the reason that I want to do this is because here's a fellow that supports me in the private community, and we've chatted on the chat thing, and I had no idea who he was. So now, if my memory works like it's supposed to, I'll remember. And we got Janice in here too. So there she is. Hi. Can you hear me, Janice? Uh-oh, I don't hear you. Say something.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I guess you got to speak up to get get over the
Okay,
threshold. So how are
I'm
you?
trying to get on your group still. I called. I, oh, I have an echo here.
Yeah. Are you talking on a computer or a cell phone?
On a computer.
Yeah, you need to have on when you're on a computer on these live stream things, you'll see most people are wearing earphones or earbuds because the sound echoes around out of the speaker and back into the microphone, and there's a delay. So you got to have some like earbuds or something. Now a cell phone will block that out. If you use a cell phone and get on these things, it handles it. But are you in the private community too?
I'm trying to do it, but I still won't let me. It won't let me do it,
Well,
and I can't even get on the chat tonight. Tonight, I can't even get on the chat. It won't let me join.
oh wow. I don't know. I've heard of a couple people
I
haven't.
have Google. I have
Yeah,
account.
I don't know why that is. You're hitting the join button and it goes and it asks you for
It
how do
wants to join your chat. I have to start a YouTube channel.
oh, well, that's probably you have to have a YouTube. Yes, you have to have a way that YouTube knows who you are. Most of these people have channels, but they don't do anything. You go to the channel, it says no videos, no nothing, no subscribers. It's just so yeah. If you just make up a channel, make up a name, and then you can do anything on Google. But it's just like you just need to have one of those. But anyway, thank you for trying, and maybe you get. Do you have some earphones or earbuds or something like that that works on your computer? Good, and come back and see me again.
Okay.
All right, sweetie. Thanks so much. Good to meet you. Where do you live? Where do you live?
In Edgewater, Florida. Edgewater, Florida.
Oh, you're right up the road from.
Let's do the meetup. I want to do the meetup sometime. Let's do the meetup.
Okay. Send me an email at my email address, and so I know how to contact you. And we'll get together. There's like 3 or 4 of us over here already that are within an hour of each other. So let's do that.
Okay.
All right, sweetie. Thank you so much. Take care. All right, and we have John, Cranky Carnivore. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Can you hear me?
I can. How you
Oh,
doing,
all right.
John?
And there's not even any delay. That's amazing to me.
No, where are
Uh,
you?
I'm in Tucson, Arizona,
Oh, okay.
and I have been doing carnivore since my birthday on August 31st. And like I put in my comment, I'm seeking inflammation pain relief. I haven't got any yet. It's actually the pain is getting worse, but
No.
there's other unexpected benefits that I have been experiencing, which has kept my hope up and helped me to not do any falling off or cheating.
Well, it couldn't hurt. I mean, this thing can't hurt you at all, and it may take time. I know that. What do you have arthritis, or do you have what kind of pain are you talking about?
Arthritis, yep, and
Ah.
spinal stenosis.
Okay, I never had that, but
It's just arthritis in the spine, basically.
I had a bad back all my life. I have compressed discs. They have stopped bothering me at all, but I do stretch out. I do have one of those things that you hang upside down on, but I've had that all my life because of my back. And of course I started working out again and strengthened my back, but I have less back pain now. But I did about 3-4 years ago. I had rheumatoid arthritis all over my body, and nobody could figure out why. I went to the VA. I had 4 rheumatologists in the room with me, 4 doctors trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me. When I got an attack, when it flared up, I couldn't even tie my shoes. My hands and everything hurt. Every joint in my body hurt. And I've been low carb. I went back on keto and it started to help. But when I got on carnivore, every last bit of that pain. It took a little while, but it all went away. Now I mean I live completely pain free. So hang in there, man. There's don't give up on it.
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I've read so much and heard so much of people getting pain relief that I still have hope, and all these other little benefits that I wasn't expecting. Like I used to have in this eye literally hundreds of tiny floaters. Those are completely gone. This eye had several huge floaters, and they are like about 1/3 the size that they were before I started.
I
I
same
did,
thing. Same thing. I had them too. I still have one floats around.
Oh yeah. Mine, I still have several, but they're all smaller. So much smaller. It's unbelievable. I was going to say my history. I
Good.
started Atkins when it was a fad in the early 2000s, and I lost a lot of weight on that. And man, if I had stayed on that, I probably wouldn't have all this pain. But after I got off of that, I gained a lot of weight
Are you a
back, and then I went on. I was seduced by the raw food vegans.
Oh
I
God.
drank probably gallons of smoothies made with raw spinach and kale and grapes and bananas, and until I got kidney stones, and that put an end to that diet. And then I just gained weight and I went to the Mediterranean diet, and I slowly gained weight. And then when I retired, um, I got bored and depressed. Finally, I got into something that took me away from the depression, and it was it involved a very, very, very unhealthy sad diet. So I gained all my weight back again. I didn't gain more, I just gained it all back. And then I got depressed again, and I just kind of sort of gave up. Not I wasn't suicidal, but I was just like, I don't care. Okay, I like meat, I like fat. I'm going to eat my meat and fat, and if it kills me, oh well. But probably the one good thing is that I did eat a lot of meat and fat, but I also chewed my food extremely well before I swallowed it. And that made me eat less than I had been eating for years and years. And so I lost a lot of weight. In fact, all my weight, I can probably lose maybe 5 more pounds now that I'm on carnivore.
Oh, that's great.
I'm sure that losing all that weight while eating sad probably consolidated the pain. That's what my theory is. But hopefully I'll get some pain relief soon. I've had all kinds of bowel issues. I think I've identified 3 different stools that have to do with what my body's doing and getting stuff out. I can tell a difference between having had too much electrolytes and doing like a colonoscopy prep. That's what that does. Too much fat. There's a clear difference in that runny stool between the fat and the electrolytes. And then I have this stool that it's when my body is saying, this is poison. We're forcing it out. It's going out. Like I ate it maybe 2 hours earlier, and it's coming out explosively. And that's one that seems to me, based on the pain around the inside of my cheeks, that involves stomach acid.
Wow. That's almost too much information, but like one of the commenters said before, we always end up talking about the bathroom somehow.
Yes.
So you say you're retired. How old are you?
Let's see. I was 64 on my last birthday.
Oh, you're a child too.
Yes. Your little brother. I'm old enough to be your little brother.
Yeah, nobody's. Come on, I need a 90-year-old in here. Give me a 100-year-old carnivore to tell me how it is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. Just how long you been doing a carnivore? How many months?
Since August 31st.
August. Okay, so you're just a couple months, really. August to September, October, 3 months. Well, hang in there, man, and keep in touch. Okay, come on back and
Okay.
Anytime. If this takes off and people like to do it, I'll do more of this, because I got news for you. Just to keep entertaining people is more stressful than sitting there having conversations. You know what I mean? Imagine if you're sitting there by yourself talking to people and you want to you have to try to keep them entertained. I'm not an entertainer. And anyway, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you again. Okay.
Thanks for doing this, and I hope to get in on your channel. I mean, not a subscriber. What is the word? The membership. Join the membership.
The private membership. Yeah, that'd be great. We'd love to have you. So it's Thursday at 7, and okay, good to see you. Take care, John. Thanks for stopping by. Next time I'll have some coffee ready for you.
Okay, it won't be this Thursday. It'll have to be next. All right.
No problem. All right, my friend. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Well, that worked out pretty good. That was kind of fun. I like that. And thank you all. Thank you. I had 4 different people stop by and say hello. And God, it's 10 to 10. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat here and see what I missed, because I wasn't able to follow it while I was talking to people. But that was very, very nice to to meet some of the people that are out there, and I don't know of anybody else. There's two things that I'm doing on my live stream now that I don't see anybody else doing. That is the 5 minutes I do before the live stream starts with the music and the view of my studio. And there's a reason I do that, and it is to make sure that I'm actually live. If you watch a lot of everybody else's live stream, they come on and they sit there because it takes 15 to 20 seconds after they click the go live button before, if they have a browser window open, they actually see the delayed feed start. And that's why sometimes when you watch like Ken Berry's live streams, you'll be waiting and waiting and waiting, and then when it finally starts, he's well into it already. You missed the first couple of sentences, what he said. And so I like that 5-minute countdown. It also gives people a chance to get in, say hello in the chat before I start, and I do that. And I don't see many people in their live streams throwing a link in like this to just to let people come in and join the chat. So I think it's a great idea, and I've always liked to experiment with different things. And if you all like it, we'll keep doing it. In the second hour, we'll go an hour with talking in the chat and everything, and then we'll do that. So let's see who we got left here. We still got 82 people. That's great. I'll start at the bottom. We have coffee, no sugar, plenty of real cream. We've got talking. Howdy, Mitch. Thanks for being online tonight. Be well. Maury James. Timeline post. Chills from Australia. Jay Woodchuck. Thanks again for the super chat. You should have a background of a smoker. Smash those likes for Mitch. Thank you, our time. Andre still here. Likes the music. Good. Mama Cracker's giving me some applause. That was awesome. Cranky Carnivore Cutler said, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you. We'll see you again. Coco, nicely done. Hey, Andre, yep, I think it was fine. This is good. I think people like it. Conversation. Jennifer, tell your husband you want to be on here, Jennifer. Nobody's going to bite. All right, to anybody that I missed in the chat, I'm sorry. It's hectic. Appreciate everybody coming in. There's the music. It was a blast. Nice spending a couple hours with you all, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me find the button to push here. Okay. You all know what to do. For my channel members, we'll see you Thursday night. The rest of you, take the rest of the day off. Eat meat.